You might be surprised to know that the weapons industry is one of the most lucrative businesses in the world. It's a highly profitable sector with an astounding yearly revenue that can make even the most established companies billions of dollars. These figures are enough to shock anyone who thinks that war is nothing but a tragic event in history. But unfortunately, these multi-billion-dollar profits often come at a great cost to humanity. Behind all the profits, power, and political influence lies a dark truth about the weapons industry. This is something we should all be aware of. So here are the top 10 startling facts about the weapons industry that will change your perspective. Number 10. The U.S. leads the global weapons market. As of 2022, the United States has been the world's largest producer and exporter of weapons. With its worldwide military expenditure accounting for over 30% of the total global amount, the U.S. spends more money on its military than the next 15 countries combined. And this heavy investment in its defense has led to an impressive development of military technologies and equipment. Some of the most advanced weapon systems in the world today were first developed in the United States, such as fighter jets like the F-35 and naval ships like the Zumwalt-class destroyers. In addition, American manufacturers have produced more lethal, autonomous weapons than any other country. Number 9. Military spending keeps increasing every year. Global military expenditure has increased from $1 trillion in 2006 to almost $2 trillion in 2021, and it is estimated that by 2027, it will exceed $3 trillion. The steady increase in worldwide military expenditure demonstrates a worrying trend. Many argue that the growth of the defense industry is directly related to the increase in armed conflicts around the world. According to data from the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, CIPRI military expenditure rose by 6.6% between 2020 and 2021 alone. Much of this increase was driven by rising tensions between nations and ongoing conflicts. For example, Russia's invasion of Ukraine led to a 28% increase in military spending by NATO countries. Number 8. There are only a few major players in the industry. Surprisingly, a majority of the arms market is controlled by just a few massive companies. Out of the top 100 defense contractors worldwide, 46 are based in the United States, which means that the U.S. weapons industry is quite a duopoly. As a result, there is fierce competition among these companies for contracts and funding from the government. However, the impact of this competition is yet to be seen because, despite this, the prices of weapons continue to rise. Over time, they have increased exponentially. One estimate suggests that the average cost of a weapon has risen by 400% since the end of the Cold War. Number 7. Military spending takes priority over humanitarian aid. It has been observed that military spending receives significantly more government funding than humanitarian aid. In 2022, the United Nations reported that military spending worldwide surpassed official development assistance by a factor of 9. It was estimated that military spending reached $2.1 trillion, while official development assistance amounted to approximately $244 billion. This disparity highlights the prioritization of military expenditures over addressing critical social and economic issues. It raises concerns about the allocation of resources and the potential consequences for global security and stability. No. 6. Investors earn huge returns on their investments. If you want to make a lot of money, investing in the weapons industry might be the way to go. Although it might sound surprising, the numbers don't lie. Since the start of the war in Ukraine, shares of defense contractors have outperformed the broader market by a significant margin. Lockheed Martin shares have risen by 6.2%, Northrop Grumman by 11.1%, and General Dynamics by 15.8%. Compared to the S&P 500 index, which has only grown by 3.4% during the same period, these are astronomical gains. Another analysis found that since the Russian invasion, investors who had placed bets on the war through defense stocks have reaped an average profit of 14.8%. Number 5. Most weapons end up in the hands of governments. When it comes to the global weapons market, governments are by far the biggest buyers. Governments purchase a staggering 83% of all weapons traded internationally, with the remaining 17% going to non-state actors like rebel groups or militias. National armies use most of these weapons for military operations, either in active war zones or for deterrence purposes. For example, In 2022, the United States spent over $116 billion on its military, with much of this budget allocated to purchasing new weapons and equipment. Similarly, China has invested heavily in its defense sector, increasing its military spending by over 14% in recent years to enhance its capabilities and modernize its arsenal. Number 4. More weapons lead to more violence. Unfortunately, the availability of weapons is directly correlated with an increase in violence. When more weapons are produced and traded, there is a higher likelihood that they will be used in acts of violence. A study conducted by the Harvard Injury Control Research Center found that countries with high rates of firearm ownership also have high rates of firearm-related violence. Similarly, the proliferation of land-based heavy weapons, such as tanks and artillery systems, contributes to an increase in battlefield violence during armed conflicts. No. 3. The industry benefits from conflicts. The weapons industry undoubtedly benefits from conflicts and wars. When tensions rise and conflicts intensify, there is a surge in demand for weapons. Countries involved in hostilities seek to bolster their defense capabilities and gain a military advantage, leading to increased purchases of weapons. During wartime, military spending often increases significantly as governments prioritize defense and security. This surge in military budgets provides a substantial boost to the weapons industry. For instance, during the war in Afghanistan, the U.S. military spent over $1.7 trillion on various operations, a significant portion of which went towards procuring weapons and military equipment. No. 2. The industry has close ties to the government. The relationship between the weapons industry and the government is so close that many experts have criticized it as being too cozy. Companies rely on government contracts for a significant portion of their revenue, which gives the industry considerable political influence. This influence is exercised through lobbying and campaign contributions, allowing the industry to shape government policies and regulations in their favor. Furthermore, the revolving door of personnel between the government and the weapons industry enables the industry to have direct access to policymakers and defense officials. For example, several former high-ranking defense officials have joined prominent weapons manufacturers after leaving government service. No one. An aging population threatens the industry's future. As populations in developed countries age and the birth rate declines, there will be fewer people entering the workforce. This trend has significant implications for the weapons industry, as it may result in a shortage of skilled labor, which could impact the production and development of advanced weapon systems. For example, the United States is facing a growing shortage of engineers and scientists, which is crucial for developing sophisticated weapon systems, according to a report by the National Academy of Engineering. The U.S. could face a shortfall of up to 1 million engineers and scientists by 2025. This shortage could hamper the industry's ability to innovate and maintain a technological edge, ultimately affecting its profitability. These facts paint a grim picture of the state of our world today. The fact that the weapons industry continues to thrive and expand is a cause for concern. It seems that the pursuit of profit and power drives the actions of some countries and corporations. Even at the expense of human lives, we must remain vigilant and hold those responsible for the proliferation of weapons accountable. As citizens of the world, it is our duty to demand transparency and ethical conduct from both governments and private companies. Only through collective action can we hope to create a safer and more sustainable future for all. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and share it with your friends. Do you think the facts shared in this video changed your perspective on the weapons industry? Let us know in the comments below. We value your feedback and would love to hear your thoughts. Stay tuned for more informative videos like this one.